Okay, let's proceed to question number 6, 2018, Serangoon Garden Mid-Year Exam Paper 2. Question 6a, factorize. Okay, so when you see the word factorize, you try to remember what do you mean by factorize, what are the different practice, what are the different strategy that you can use. Okay, so you remember that we have common factorized by common term. Okay, and we also have factorization by quadratic. All right, so in this case, the expression given x squared minus 5x plus 6, this is a quadratic. All right, so for quadratic factorization, you can use the method. Okay, so for quadratic factorization, we put x squared. The second one, we put plus 6 and minus 5. So x times x will give us x squared. Now, 6, what are the factors? 6 can be written as 1 times 6. It can be written as 2 times 3. Okay, so if I look at the these two, 1 times 6 and 2 times 3, okay, both are actually possible to get a 5. Okay, like for example, 6 minus 1, I can get a 5. 2 plus 3, I can get a 5. Okay, but which one do I choose then? Okay, in this case, because of the sign positive, so I can only either add them, okay, because the two factors must be of the same sign in order for me to get a 5. Okay, but now the final answer, we want to have a negative number, but I know that I have to choose 2 and 3 over here. Okay, I'm not able to choose 1 and 6 because 1 and 6, if the sign are different, I may not get a positive 6. Okay, but now the final products that I have is a negative. Okay, and I know that negative multiplied by a negative will give me a positive number. Okay, so I add a negative for both of them. So negative 2 times x, I have minus 2x. Negative 3 times x, I have negative 3x. Oh, I forgot to put an x here. Alright, so check again, negative 2 plus negative 3, because on the right hand side of the working is plus, on the left hand side is multiply. Okay, so negative 2 plus negative 3 will give us a negative 5. Okay, so check, this one 2 marks. Okay, the working usually they don't give you marks for this type of questions. Okay, so don't forget to write down your answer. Okay, your answer is just x minus 2 and then multiply by x minus 3. Alright, so this is your answer for question 6a. Okay, 6b should be quite easy. Okay, I want to find the value of x when y equals to 8. Okay, so y equals to 6x minus 4. Alright, so or you can put down 6x minus 4 is equals to 8. Alright, a equals to b is the same as b equals to a. Now, we are going to solve linear equations. So negative 4, to eliminate negative 4, we need to add 4 on both sides. So 6x equals to 8 plus 4. Okay, simplify first. And I want to eliminate my 6. Since this is multiplied by 6, so I need to divide by 6 to eliminate my 6. So 6 bring over, I become divide by 6. So our x is equals to 2. Alright, so this is solving of linear equations. Okay, next question number 7. Expand and simplify. This one we can use distributive law. So 2 times x give us a 2x. 2 times negative 6 minus 12. Okay, this is quite straightforward. There's no negative in front, so you just simply 2 times x and then 2 times negative 6. So 2x minus 12. Okay, so for the next one, you can again use the distributive law, rainbow method, but in this case, I will try another method with you that we have learned. Okay, you can draw your table. Alright, you can draw your table. So this is a multiplication table. So 2x plus 3, I can put my 2x, I can put plus 3. Then the next one, I can put an x, I can put a negative 6. Okay, for those of you who want to use the rainbow method, you may continue with that. Okay, but I just want to share with you, this is a method that we learned in class. Okay, so 2x times x, we have 2x squared. 2x times 6, negative 6, we have negative 12x. 3 times x plus 3x. And 3 times negative 6 minus 18. Okay, so this method is actually quite straightforward. We just need to write whatever you see in these 4 boxes. So this is equals to 2x squared plus 3x minus 12x minus 18. Okay, so check. The question wanted us to simplify. Okay, we have to do expansion. We still have to check whether there's any like terms. Okay, plus 3x minus 12x. So 2x squared minus 9x minus 18 will be our final answer. Okay, that's how we do question number 7b. All right, question number 8. We know that this is on statistic. Okay, so as mentioned, whenever you see this type of questions, the first thing that you do before you even look at whether you are going to find the mode, you're going to find the mean, or you're going to find the median. Okay, the first thing maybe we would want to do is we try to rearrange. Okay, rearrange the numbers from the smallest to the biggest. So in this case, the smallest number I can see here is 3, and there are 2 of them. Okay, so once I have written, I cancel away my 3. Okay, the next biggest is 4. I cancel away my 4. Then we have a 5. Cancel away 5. 1, 6. Cancel away 6. 7. Okay, 8. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 8, 8, 8, and 8. Okay, and the last digit that I see is 9. Okay, so after you have rearranged them from the smallest to the biggest, you can start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Make sure that you don't leave out any or you have an addition number. Okay, so once you have rearranged them from the smallest to the biggest, okay, you are all ready to go. Okay, mode. What do you mean by mode? The one with the highest frequency. So which number appear the most? Okay, appears the most number of time. This is the meaning of mode. The most number of time. Okay, as you can see, once I rearrange them from the smallest to the biggest, it's very obvious that your 8 appears most number of time. So the mode is 8. Okay, what is mean? Mean is actually average. Okay, so average, you have to add up all the numbers that you see. Divided by the total of numbers that we have. Okay, again, the same thing, we are dealing with fractions now. So same like question number 1, whenever I see a fraction and I wanted to use my calculator, I always make it a point to make use of my bracket. Okay, so take out your calculator. All right, so we can put a bracket. 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. In this case, you really have to be very careful because if you add a wrong term, then you will get yourself into a different answer. Okay, so I choose a fraction again. Over 11. All right, and equal. All right, you can leave your answer either in fraction or decimal. Okay, no problem. Okay, so you can have 6.3 over 11 or 6.27. I round off to 3 significant figures. Okay, median. Median is the center number. Okay, the center number. Okay, so what you need to do is use both your thumb, cover the first and the last digit. Okay, then you move in slowly. Cover one number at a time. Cover one number at a time. And when you reach the center, you notice that the digit 7 is the center number. Okay, so this is your median. Alright, so your median is 7. So in the event that you have two, let's say for example, if you cover and you notice that you have 2 digits in the middle, so you just need to add them up and divide by 2. For our case, it's very obvious, we only have 1 digit, so you just put 7. Alright, question number 9. Solve the following quadratic equation. Okay, so in this case, we have a 0 and we have a product. So we are going to make use of 0 product rule. What do you mean by 0 product rule? Let's say I have two numbers, A times B equals to 0. So your A is either equals to 0 or your B is equal to 0. This is the meaning of 0 product rule. Because if A is 0, B times 0 will give you 0. If B is 0, A times 0 will still give you a 0. So likewise for this. Okay, so x plus 3 multiplied by x minus 1 equals 0. So we can either have x plus 3 equals to 0 or we can have x minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, although some of you did it correctly, that you do an expansion and then you use the quadratic formula and you find the value of x and y. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it, just that you took too much time. You look at the marks that's allocated, it's only 1 mark. Okay, and the method that when I mark your work in Google Classroom, I think almost all of you actually expand and you make use of the formula. Okay, but actually you can use 0 product rule to actually help you to solve this easily. So x equals to minus 3 or x is equals to 1. Okay, so we write down the answer, minus 3 or 1. Okay, next one is a quadratic equations. Okay, so we make it into a quadratic general form first. Ax squared plus bx plus c. This is the quadratic general form. Okay, so I think this one, so far, I don't see any mistake when I mark your work. Okay, you are able to identify that your A equals to 1, your B equals to -4, and your C is equals to -6. Alright, then you can use your quadratic formula x equals to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. After you have written down your formula, please check the second page. Make sure that your formula you don't remember wrongly. Okay, so you can actually find the quadratic formula on the second page. Okay, now this is very important. Okay, you need to show this step. Okay, whenever you have an unknown, we put a bracket. Okay, whenever we have an unknown, we put a bracket. This step is very important because this is the working that the examiner want to see. And then you substitute. B is -4, B is -4, A is 1, C is -6, and A is 1. Okay, so after you have written down these very important steps, okay, these steps you cannot miss, you can actually use your calculator to help you to calculate. Okay, so you can choose the mode function, look for equations. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation. Alright, quadratic equation, so I choose quadratic. So some of your calculator, different brand, you may be using Casio, so the function will still be the same. You can look for the quadratic equation in the mode. So I just need to key in my A, enter, -4, enter, -6, enter. Okay, so you can get the two value quite easily. Okay, so the first value is 5.16 and the second value is -1.16. Okay, so this is how we solve quadratic formula. So as I mentioned, this question I think most of you can do. Okay, so just be careful when you choose your A, B, and C. Make sure that you make it into a general form. And this step is a must to show. Okay, next. Graph. Okay, so we have a point A here. So write down the coordinates. Many of you make a mistake by reading the y-axis followed by the x-axis. Okay, so please take note, coordinates, we always start with the x-axis, then followed by the y-axis. So the x-axis for point A is 2.5. And the y reading for point A is 3. Okay, so this one is quite easy. Part B is point B is 0, 1. Okay, so the x is 0, the y is 1. So you can just put a mark point B here. Alright, so remember, read the x-axis followed by the y-axis. Okay, that's how we do part 1. Okay, for part 2, find the gradient of AB. Okay, so point A given in the question here, you have 2.5 and 3, and point B, the coordinates is 0 and 1. Alright, so you can use the formula, label them first, x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so make use of the gradient formula. Y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. So 3 minus 1 divided by 2.5 minus 0. Okay, so the same thing again. We have a fraction, so make it a habit to put the bracket for the numerator and also for the denominator. Okay, now I change my mode to normal. Okay, so we press 3 minus 1 with the bracket, fraction, bracket 2.5 minus 0. Okay, so the calculator will give us the value of 4 over 5. So, or you can write in decimal, 0.8. Alright, so this is how we do question 10.